Man, what a season for the Braves. Before we get into the playoffs, man, I got a lot to say about the postseason and hopefully what's to come for this Braves team. We need to take a moment and realize what level of play we got to witness for 6 consecutive months. Regardless of what happens in the postseason, Braves fans, man, we need to enjoy this season. The postseason can always be wild, unpredictable. Who knows who will win 5-game series? You just never know. But we got to sit back and witness arguably the greatest offense of all time. I mean, just coasted wire to wire, 104 wins. I mean, when you win a division by 14 games and there's 2 other teams in that division that made the playoffs, it just lets you know the level of play that we got to sit back and enjoy. All right, now let's talk a little bit of postseason. Let's go ahead and bust that on open and get to talking about it. Everybody's all worried because of last year with the bye and the struggle with the Phillies. And again, you have to keep in mind postseason baseball can be wild, right? I think since they inducted the wild card, only 7 teams that were the number 1 overall that had the best record going in have won the World Series in roughly 30 years. So you got about 25% chance. That's better than any other seed, but it's still only a 25% chance. So, you just never know. It doesn't take away from anything that happened throughout the season. However, I am cautiously optimistic for several reasons. The main reason being the way the days off are set up this year. You have Game 1, day off. Game 2, day off. Game 3 and 4, and then a day off, and then Game 5. So you really have a chance to where Strider and Fried will be able to pitch 4 of the 5 games on regular rest. So the starting pitching depth will not get tested in the division series. It also means that the bullpen will be available in every single game. So you don't have to, Minter can pitch in every game, Iglesias can pitch in every game, Jimenez could pitch in every game, Johnson can pitch in every game. Like, you have all of your arms available in really every single game. And that is huge for the Braves because starting pitching depth is where things get scary. I'm a little concerned about the NLCS, but I guess we'll worry more so about that once we get past the division series. I want to take a moment, though, and jump back to the lineup because you just cannot touch on enough how historically good this lineup is. An 843 team OPS, over 500 slugging for a team, 307 home runs. The next closest is 246 with the Dodgers. And you sit back, and that's really where the Braves separate themselves from other playoff contenders, right? That other teams have high top-end guys. I mean, the Phillies have a good lineup. The Astros have a good lineup. Obviously, the Dodgers have Betts and Freeman at the top of their lineup. But no one comes close to the 1 through 9 depth that the Braves have. I mean, any of these guys could step up and carry you for a series. We all know what Eddie Clutch can do, right? 2021 NLCS, man. He just carried us through that Dodger series. You have any of these guys can get hot in a series, it could absolutely carry you through that entire series. And that's really kind of what happened in 21 with the Braves. You had Jock get hot in the division series, and then Eddie getting hot in the championship series, and then Soler carried us in the World Series. So you could see that repeating itself again this year with this level of a lineup. And I think that's what's going to separate the Braves. That's why I feel pretty good about the World Series. Again, I am nervous about the 3 and 4 starter spot. But right now, let's look at the division series, and then once we get past there, we'll get a little more in depth about championship series or even the World Series. Once we get there. Let me know if y'all enjoy this type of content. If you want me to talk a little more in depth about this kind of stuff. Once we know who we're facing, whether it's the Phillies or Marlins, I might touch on it a little bit more. Don't worry, I'll keep doing the highlights like I've been doing throughout the playoffs. I appreciate y'all's support, though. If you enjoy this kind of stuff and you enjoy talking Braves, man, subscribe. I don't ever ask for any subscriptions, but a lot of people watch the videos and don't subscribe. So hit the subscribe button for me. It costs you $0.00 to do so. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. Man, I cannot wait for Saturday night. Let's kick the playoffs off, baby. Let's go.